Be training this last time under the supervision of Whis and Beerus to achieve it. I don't see progress in you, Mr. Goku, said Whis, disappointed. It's just that I can't feel that same feeling as in the power tournament. I'm sorry, but I don't have a real need to force myself to do it to save the others, Goku would explain. You have broken your shell many times in the power tournament, said Beerus. More than training your body, you should train your mind, said Beerus. Mr. Beerus has used the Ultra Instinct on occasion, commented the angel, leaving Goku surprised. Is that true, Mr. Beerus? Asked Goku, amazed. You doubt it? Yelled Beerus, furious. Not at all, Mr. Beerus, laughed Goku. I just want you to tell me how it happened. Maybe that will help me. A few years ago, we held a tournament to entertain Zeno-sama. The 12 gods of destruction fought each other at the same time, said Beerus. But all the gods fought against him, since they were angry because one day he fell asleep playing hide-and-seek with Zeno-sama, laughed Whis. Shut up, screamed Beerus. Feeling cornered by 11 gods, I was forced to use the Ultra Instinct. I can face all of you at the same time. Let's fight. Try to use the Ultra Instinct, Goku would ask. I can use it at will, which you can't. But I haven't reached 100%, as you have done in the power tournament, said Beerus. Still, the proposal sounds interesting. Goku and Beerus would prepare to have a friendly battle. Remember, this fight is not to show who is stronger. It is so that you can understand how to execute the Ultra Instinct, Beerus would explain. Okay, I understand, Goku would answer seriously. Goku would transform into Super Saiyan Blue by raising his ki to the maximum. Goku and Beerus would begin to exchange blows. Beerus's attacks seemed to be slightly more powerful than Goku's. At one point, Beerus would hit Goku in the stomach with a strong punch, then a kick under his chin, and then with a kick in the chest, he would throw him away. Now I want you to attack me with everything, and pay attention, said Beerus. Okay, but then you'll regret it, smiled Goku with great confidence. Goku would move at great speed towards Beerus. He would throw a punch, but Beerus would dodge it just by moving his head to one side. He's doing it, Goku thought at that precise moment. Goku would attack Beerus again on repeat, but the result was the same. I can't believe it. He moves as little as necessary to dodge my attacks, Goku thought. By the time Goku realized, Beerus would connect a blow to Goku's side, just under his ribs, thus breaking his posture. Goku was bent. He could hardly stay upright. Do you understand, Mr. Goku? Asked Whis. More or less, it still doesn't seem like Beerus will increase his power. He only moves in a more efficient way, said Goku. That's what the Ultra Instinct begins with. What you're seeing is just a small sample. Mr. Beerus hasn't fully mastered it yet, explained Whis. I don't understand. I had unleashed a colossal power. He only moves just and necessary. There must be something else, said Goku. Beerus would start attacking Goku non-stop, connecting hundreds of blows at an incredible speed. If I don't do something, he'll end me, said Goku. Beerus would throw a punch, but Goku would instantly cross his arms, covering his face. "He has done it," said Whis. A strange reddish aura would manifest around Goku. Beerus would move away quickly. "How strange," said Whis without understanding. Goku would allow him to see his face. He had fangs protruding. Also, his eyes had a strange red color. "Mr. Beerus, be careful. I've never seen anything like this," warned Whis. But Beerus would make a loud signal. "I don't want to miss this for anything in the world," said Beerus seriously. A whitish aura would cover Beerus's body. This seemed to manifest the Ultra Instinct even better than before. "Just be careful," warned Whis again. Goku and Beerus would throw their fists at each other, creating a great stir. Goku's fangs grew little by little as his ki increased. Goku at one point holds Beerus by one of his ears and would crash his face against the ground over and over without stopping. Beerus should create a ki explosion to free himself. That's not the Ultra Instinct. It's something different, something wild, Whis thought. Beerus would attack Goku with a ki beam, but he would respond with another when he opened his mouth and grunted. You could hear a wild scream from Goku. Goku's attack would be more powerful than Beerus's, so in a matter of seconds he would gain an advantage. Beerus would fly several meters, leaving him badly injured. Goku would run clumsily and wildly towards Beerus. "Enough!" he would order Whis to stand in front of Beerus, but he did not expect Goku to attack the angel. Goku would throw a punch at Whis, but she would resist the blow with her scapula. "It's very powerful," Whis thought. Goku would attack Whis without stopping while the angel was only limited to dodge him and run away from him. "Mr. Goku, I said it's enough," Whis said. But Goku did not react. He is totally disconnected from his use of reason. It's like a wild state, Whis thought, worried. Whis would hit Goku in the stomach with the tip of his scapula. He would stop for a moment, but then continue attacking. "It can't be. He must have fainted with that blow," said Whis, surprised. Goku would raise his ki even more, but he would not scream, he would only grunt. "I have no choice," Whis thought, attentive. Goku would go at high speed towards Goku, but the angel would increase his ki. When closing his fist, you could see how blue energy was manifested. Whis would hit Goku in the face with a strong blow. You could hear Goku's jaw break and he would fly several meters. "It seems that he finally calmed down, although I almost kill him, to be honest," Whis said. Beerus would rise up with difficulty. He could hardly move. "I don't understand. Something happened to Goku," Beerus said when he fell on his knees. "Damn, it hurts me all." "Let me heal him," said Whis. Whis would heal Beerus while Goku was still unconscious. Suddenly, Goku would cough blood. Beerus would automatically retreat terrified. "By God, he's going to wake up," Beerus pointed to Goku. "Don't be so scary. I'm still here," Whis said. Goku would fly like a rocket towards Beerus, but Whis would hold him by the neck with great reflexes. "Mr. Goku, react," Whis said seriously. You could see how Goku's fangs grew more and how his mouth grew slowly. How strange, Whis thought. Whis would hit Goku with a lightning over his waist. In the back, you could see a monkey tail. This is unusual. It's supposed he didn't have a tail because he didn't grow more, said Whis. Whis would cut Goku's tail with a nimble movement. Little by little, he would stop transforming back to his normal state, so he would pass out again. The Saiyajins need the full moon to transform into Ozaru. Something strange happened to him, Beerus said. A portal would open in the distance, allowing a young sorceress to be seen. Where is the beast? The sorceress would ask. Can I ask who you are? Whis would ask, with some seriousness.
He didn't like unannounced visits. I'm Shayna, the Queen of Beasts. Shayna would introduce herself. I've never heard of you, Beerus said. I do. Although I thought it was just a myth. Now I can prove that there is the Queen of Beasts, Whis said. It must be that guy. I have no doubt, Shayna said as she approached Goku. Beerus would throw a lightning bolt at the sky, very close to Shayna's feet, forcing her to retreat. Don't think we'll trust you like that, out of nowhere, Beerus said. At least have the respect to explain your visit and the reason for your interest in Goku. Why is it that every god of destruction I know is more arrogant than the other? Shayna would ask impatiently. Hey, have more respect, Beerus would threaten by creating a ball here in his hand. Let me talk to me, Whis said as he approached the young woman. Tell me, miss, I have understood some things about the Queen of Beasts, but I considered it a myth. Could you explain to me what brought her to this planet? Whis would ask. Hell, Shayna would only say, when pointing to Goku. Be more specific, please, Whis would ask. Goku would wake up with a strong pain in his face. He couldn't speak because he had his jaw broken. Whis would heal him instantly. Wow, I feel better. But I don't remember anything that happened, Goku laughed. This guy was the one who awakened the beastly instinct, Shayna would point out. Where did this girl come from? Goku would ask. I'm Shayna, the Queen of Beasts. Shayna would introduce herself to Goku. Hey, you're taking too long. Tell us why you came here, Beerus said, already losing patience. As the Queen of Beasts, I control beings that for some reason awaken their most primitive instincts, Shayna would explain. Some very powerful warriors seeking power lose their sanity and become beasts. I could feel the beastly energy of this guy, and for worse, he just had to be a Saiyan. I don't understand anything you say. I just understood that you were treating me like a beast, Goku laughed. Mr. Goku, you don't remember anything, but he almost turns into Ozaru and gave a big beating to Mr. Beerus, who almost kills him. Whis would comment on showing him the tail he had cut. Look, a tail came out. I can't believe it, Goku said, terrified. Hey, it wasn't that bad either, Beerus would complain, ashamed. I'll have to take you with me, Shayna said. Not crazy. I don't even know who you are. If I have a problem, I can trust Whis, Goku said when he refused. Mr. Goku, I have to give the young woman the right, Whis would intervene. You're not serious, Goku said, surprised. I've heard of her. Shayna is an expert on wild beings, Whis said. Also, I'm sure that his commitment to achieve the Ultra Instinct led him to that state. It's dangerous. Ultra Instinct? Damn, another crazy man who only thinks about fighting, Shayna said in a bad mood. Hey, be more careful with how you address me, Goku said, furious. Goku's ki would begin to increase again. His eyes would turn red again. Again, a tail would grow. Shayna would throw a needle into Goku's shoulder. His left arm would not respond. He would be paralyzed. "Hey, what are you doing?" Goku would ask, furious, but his eyes would begin to weigh on them. I feel like I'm sleeping," Goku said when he fell to the ground. "A Saiyan awaking the Ultra Instinct. This is dangerous," Shayna said. "Why would it be dangerous?" Whis would ask. "Because it could become a supreme legendary Saru," Shayna said. Meanwhile, in Universe 11, Dispo was seen reaching top speed toward Toppo. "Dispo, what's going on?" Toppo would ask when he noticed Dispo altered. "We have an order to capture Grade Alpha," Dispo said when he gave Toppo a paper. "If it is Grade Alpha, it means that it is something that is dangerous beyond the universe," Toppo said when he observed the paper. "I can't believe it," Toppo said, amazed. Toppo would go to look for Jiren to show him the order. "Are you sure it's not a mistake?" Jiren would ask, curious. "I have already verified it. It comes from the high commands," Toppo said, and Jiren would support the paper on the table where the image of Goku was seen. A few hours later, Goku would wake up to realize that he had just reached Shayna's planet. There was a kind of giant dome with transparent panels. Inside, there seemed to be some kind of zoo for its variety of species. "Hey, you collect animals?" Goku would ask, somewhat uncomfortable. "Of course not, idiot," Shayna would answer arrogantly. Shayna, with a clap, would dematerialize a section of the dome so that both could enter. Upon entering, with another clap, the dome would be closed again. Then they would walk down a corridor where they could see several types of animals locked in cages, protected with magic. "They look like ordinary animals. I don't see anything dangerous about them," Goku said. "That's what you think," Shayna would answer. "Some are mortals who have lost the use of reason in search of more power, and they have transmuted to dangerous animals. Others are simply animals with dangerous qualities, so I have them to study them." Goku would observe a bird in a cage. It was an ordinary bird that would not attract anyone's attention. "Hey, it's just an ordinary bird. I don't see anything dangerous about it," Goku laughed. "It is not dangerous in itself, but it has generated chaos in Universe 10. The king of an important galaxy has paid me very well for having it here," Shayna would explain. "And what does it do?" Goku would ask. "Observe it," Shayna would say when pointing to the parrot. Goku would be watching the parrot very closely. The bird at first seemed to give no importance to Goku, but when he would realize that he was watching him, a cloud of smoke would cover him. "It can't be! It exploded!" Goku said, terrified. "Observe well," Shayna said. The smoke would disappear, seeing another Goku sitting on the branch of a tree. "But it's me!" Goku laughed, surprised. The bird said, over and over, using the form of Goku. Then it would return to its original form. "It's not that dangerous. On my planet, I have 2 friends who can turn into animals, and even into objects. They are called Ulan and Puar. They are fantastic," Goku explained. "Yes, look how good," Shayna laughed. "This bird became the king I had told you about before, and unleashed a war between planets. Millions of mortals died for a misunderstanding." "Wow, that's wrong," Goku said. "They were going to sacrifice it, but I told the king that if I did, I could not find out his origin, and that maybe there were more. He paid me to keep it, but I actually saved his life," Shayna said. "Wow, you are a kind person, even though you look a bit creepy," Goku smiled. Shayna would observe Goku annoyingly, but she would not say anything. At one point, a humanoid beast would appear in front of Goku and Shayna. It was a Batman with red eyes. This being would throw a cry that would make Goku's ears bleed, while Shayna would not be harmed by the earplug she used. "I will protect you,"
Goku said when he stood in front of Shayna. "Don't do anything stupid," Shayna said, without showing much surprise, as if the being did not mean anything. The mutant bat would jump towards Goku and spit a pink slime. Goku would move aside, but some drops would touch his arm. "What is this?" Goku would wonder as he felt his arm weaken. Goku would notice something strange. His arm would begin to take a viscous shape, and he could not move it. It seemed as if his arm was melting. "Damn my arm," Goku said, terrified. "Why are you so impulsive? You look more savage than the animals here," Shayna said, annoying Goku. "Get away, it's dangerous," Goku warned. "I'll show you why I'm the queen of beasts," Shayna said. The giant bat would fly to Shayna to attack her, but she would attack him with a smoke ball. The giant bat would fall to the ground convulsing. "What did you do?" Goku would ask. "It was a smoke bomb with a chemical that only affects him. It looks like he escaped from his cage," Shayna would answer. Shayna would use one of her needles in the neck of the giant bat, and he would be totally asleep. Then she would stand in front of Goku. She would observe him seriously. "You are pathetic," Shayna said, annoying. "Hey, can you help me with this?" Goku would ask shyly. Shayna looked between her needles, some in particular. She would take out a bigger one than the others, about 10 centimeters. "Don't tell me you're going to stab me with that," Goku said, terrified. "Get that away from me. Do you want me to cure you or not?" Shayna would ask. "Please, for everything else, I have panic in my needles," she begged Goku. Shayna would release a big smile. She enjoyed torturing Goku. "Come on, come here, it won't hurt you," Shayna said. "No, get away from here, crazy," Goku said when he went back. Goku would put on guard, but he couldn't move his arm at all. Shayna would take the huge needle and throw it at Goku. Goku would move from side to side, dodging the needle. "You're a damn cheater," Goku said the moment his eyes would turn red. The needle he had dodged would stop spinning on itself, without Goku noticing it. Then he would point to Goku and go straight to his neck. Goku would be surprised. He didn't expect that. Shayna would keep walking as if nothing. "See? It wasn't that bad," Shayna would ask, in a mocking way. "Now follow me." Goku would remove the needle. Then he would notice how his arm gradually regained its shape. "In a few minutes you'll be fine. Now follow me," Shayna said from afar, since she was moving away from Goku. But he was so disconcerted that he had stayed in the same place. "I wonder how he escaped from his cage," Shayna would ask. Shayna would take Goku to a somewhat small but luxurious room. It had a bed, television, a small bathroom, and even an integrated kitchen. "What is this?" Goku would ask curiously. "Your room," Shayna said. "My room? I don't understand," Goku said, confused as he walked through the interiors. "Yes, you will stay here safe while I look for ingredients. I need to prepare something to end your wild state that is threatening to come out," Shayna would explain as she left Goku in the room. "Hey, wait! What Goku said, until he hit his face with something invisible. Then he would realize that he was locked up. "Hey, I'm not one of your animals," Goku said, angry. "That's why it's a room and not a cage," Shayna would answer, leaving Goku alone.
"An invisible wall won't stop me," Goku said when he punched the invisible wall, but nothing would happen. "It can't be that I can't destroy it," Goku thought. Goku would throw a key ball against the invisible wall, but it would bounce towards him. Then it would hit another wall, but it would bounce in the same way. This is how the key ball would be for several seconds, bouncing on the walls and destroying some of the things, until Goku would decide to hold the key ball in his hands and compress it to disappear. "I can't believe it! That bitch left me here locked up," Goku said, furious, while his eyes would turn red again and his fangs would grow again. "I have to calm down or I will transform again," Goku thought, trying to calm his breath, but it was difficult for him. Goku would begin to increase his ki against his own will. His tail had grown again without any explanation. But before he could transform, some metal tubes would come out of the walls. Each of the tubes would release a pink gas. Goku, as he breathed the gas, would fall unconscious. Shayna would observe everything from the control room full of monitors, since it would have the entire area with security cameras. Did his tail grow again? Shayna would wonder, surprised. His primitive instincts are so strong that his metabolism generates a new tail in a matter of hours. This is very dangerous. Shayna would begin to check in the cameras the reason for the mutant bat's escape. At the time of watching the video, she saw the being inside his cage. Then the image would be lost, and he was simply out. Someone was in here sabotaging the dome. "He did this right when I arrived with Goku," he would tell himself to Shayna. But he left no trace, Shayna would realize, that a ship is about to enter the planet, so Shayna with a portal would leave the dome and wait for the ship outside. This gets weirder and weirder, Shayna thought, while waiting for the ship to descend. Topo would come out of his interior and would introduce himself cordially. "My name is Topo. I am one of the high commands of the Galactic Police of Universe 11, Topo said with a reverence. "What do you want?" Shayna would ask in a bad mood. "We came in search of this subject, and we understand that you brought him here. We have a very important capture order," Topo would explain by showing Goku's photograph. "Yes, I have him, but they are not going to take him," Shayna would answer by turning around, ignoring Topo. "Miss, it is an order of the troops of Pride. You cannot resist," Topo would say by lowering his voice. "If you do not cooperate, we have authorization to use force." Shayna would turn quickly and throw one of her needles at Topo. The needle would enter his shoulder, leaving Topo very weak. Topo was on his knees. It was difficult for him to stand up, and he looked blurry. "Surprising. You must have fainted and you are still conscious. You must be a very resistant race," Shayna mentioned. Meanwhile, Dispo would be infiltrated on the outskirts of the dome, while Topo kept Shayna distracted. Dispo would try to enter the dome, but could not find any opening. Then he would begin to vibrate his body at high speed and would cross the walls of the dome as if he were a ghost. Then he would run inside the dome looking for the trace of Goku. He finally found him. He was still fainting. "There it is," Dispo said, but he would realize an invisible wall that did not let him pass.
Dispo would use the same technique as before and thus enter through Goku. "It seems unconscious. I must hurry," Dispo thought. Dispo would stealthily leave the interior of the dome with Goku, but would run into Shayna in front of him. "What the hell are you doing?" Shayna would scream furiously. "Get away if you do not want me to hurt you," Dispo would threaten. Shayna would use one of his needles and throw it at Dispo.
This would release Goku and dodge the needle easily, but he would realize that it would stop and begin to follow him. Dispo ran at high speed. It was much faster than the needle, but it would not make it stop following him. At one point, Dispo would turn on himself and hold the needle with great reflexes. "It's over," Dispo said when pointing to Shayna to launch a key attack. Shayna, with a snap of her fingers, would make the needle release a pink gas. That gas would faint Dispo. "You're very fast, but your mind is slow," Shayna said. Shayna looked for Goku, but she would not see him. "Damn, it was a distraction," Shayna was furious. When observing the ship, she would realize that Kunchi was carrying Goku while holding him with his key threads. Shayna would run to reach him, but Jiren would stand in front of her, preventing him from passing. "I understand that you are the Queen of Beasts, but this is a high-risk situation," Jiren said seriously. "Idiot, you are the dangerous ones. I have not yet finished helping Goku," Shayna said furiously. "If they take him now, when he wakes up he will kill them all. In the Troops of Pride, we are prepared for any type of event." "Have a good day, miss," Jiren said when turning around and ignoring Shayna. Jiren only had one mission, and that was to capture Goku alive or dead, and he would do it as it were. The Troop of Pride tried to take Goku, but Shayna would not allow it. Shayna would use her portal and appear in front of Kunchi. "Let him go!" Shayna would order furiously. "Hey girl, get away!" Kunchi said furiously without letting go of Goku. Shayna, with one of her needles, would crush Kunchi in an instant. Kunchi and Goku would fall to the floor. Jiren would arrive at high speed to stop Shayna. "What are you supposed to be doing?" Jiren would ask annoyingly. "You are the ones who come here to kidnap Goku. I do not care if they are from a cheap troop. Goku will not leave this planet," Shayna said furiously. Jiren would push Shayna and she would fall. Although he had tools, he was not a fighter. Jiren would take Goku and Kunchi and take them carrying both. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" Shayna would ask furiously. Shayna, with a portal, would stand in front of Jiren. Then he would take one of his needles and throw it. Jiren would release Kunchi and hold the needle gently, right in front of his eyes. Shayna would click her fingers, and a pink gas would come out of the needle, as happened with Dispo. Jiren would suck the gas on purpose, by inhaling deeply and releasing it through his mouth. "It cannot be, he rejected the gas," Shayna said surprised. "What kind of being are you?" Shayna would ask. "I must go," Jiren would answer. The moment Jiren was going to take Goku, he would notice that he would have his tail raised. Jiren would take Kunchi and quickly move away, warned of his kick rising. Goku would stand up with difficulty. Although he looked furious, he had red eyes and big fangs. "Damn, look what you did," Shayna said. "Keep silent," Jiren would answer. "I don't know." "I know what's going on. I just know that I'm furious," Goku said when he saw Jiren with hatred. Dispo would arrive at high speed next to Jiren. "I'm sorry, Jiren. That crazy woman took me by surprise," Dispo said. "Take Kunchi out of here. I'll take care of him," Jiren said seriously. Dispo would take Kunchi inside the ship while Jiren was preparing to fight Goku. "I can't let Goku lose control, but if I knock him out now with my needles, Jiren will take him," Shayna thought. "Goku, I have to take you with us. It's for your own good," Jiren said. Goku would throw a ball from here straight at Jiren. He would reject it with his hand. "Shut up," Goku would answer. "I'm sick of everyone bothering me." Goku would throw himself at Jiren to attack him, but Jiren, from a simple slap, would expel him away. "It seems that you only became more idiot," Jiren said. "Don't be stupid. If you make him angry, it will be worse," Shayna warned. "Come on, what are you waiting for? Transform yourself," Jiren said. Goku would increase his ki, creating a storm of wind around him. At first, it seemed to scream, but then it would continue to growl. Goku's eyes would turn red while his fangs would grow. Without using any transformation, he would throw himself at Jiren again. Both would begin to exchange blows, one to the other. "What is this?" Jiren would ask. Without transforming, he unleashes an amazing ki. Toppo would go for Shayna, he would hold her and take her away. "Let me go, deformed bat," Shayna said. "Annoying. Don't get me wrong, but if these two fight, the best thing will be to get away," Toppo warned. Goku and Jiren would clash their fists. Both blows when impacting would create a shockwave that would expand for several meters. A strong air current would almost make Toppo and Shayna get expelled far. "Now you understand?" Toppo would ask. "What I don't understand is why they want to take Goku when I'm the one who can help him," Shayna said. "I'm sorry, miss, I can't give that information," Toppo would answer. Shayna looked upset. She wanted to make Toppo talk, but it wouldn't be that easy. Shayna would pretend she was about to faint by putting a fake foot and falling. Toppo would hold her instantly. His spirit of protecting others would lower his guard. Shayna would take advantage of Toppo taking her in his arms and nailing a needle in his arm. "Damn it," Toppo said when he released her. "You fooled me." "That's right," Shayna would answer. "Now you will tell me what the interest you have in Goku." Toppo would fall on his knees like before. He felt dizzy. "This time my needle did not have somniferous, just a chemist that will force you to speak," Shayna would explain. "Now tell me, why do they want to take Goku?" "I can't say it," Toppo said. "Speak," Shayna would demand. "I can't speak. I have orders not to do it," Toppo said. "Who gave you that order?" Shayna would ask. "The highest position of the Pride troops," Toppo would answer. "Why?" Shayna would ask impatiently. "I don't know," Toppo said. "Come on, you have to know something," Shayna would demand. "He must have told them something when he gave them the order." "We only know that it is a request to capture Grade Alpha," Toppo would answer. "And what does that mean?" Shayna would ask. "Alpha grade is a danger that threatens more than one universe," Toppo said. "Do you know that Goku could be the supreme, legendary Ozaru?" Shayna would ask. Shayna was about to watch the fight. Goku and Jiren exchanged blows at the same level. By that time, Goku's arms were already covered with hair. His mouth was already in the shape of an ape's snout. Goku would connect a fist blow to Jiren's stomach, taking his breath away. Jiren would fly several meters back while dragging his feet to the ground so as not to fall. "It's over. I'll fight seriously," Jiren said furiously. Jiren would increase his ki to a great level, breaking the upper part of his uniform. Then he would throw everything towards Goku, connecting all his attacks. Goku could barely dodge Jiren's blows, but he didn't stop. He was still in that wild state. "What are you going to do with Goku?" Shayna would ask. "Keep him under custody until the scientists find a solution," Toppo said. Shayna would be thoughtful for several seconds. The Pride troops seemed to have good intentions, but some things didn't add up for her. Jiren kept hitting Goku without stopping, but it seemed that Goku was becoming more and more resistant. At one point, Jiren would throw a kick at Goku, but this would cover his attack. He would take Jiren by the ankle and make him fall to the ground. Then, Goku would let himself fall on top of Jiren. With his elbow, he would turn Jiren's ribs, causing him to spit blood. Goku would prepare his fist to hit Jiren, but one of Shayna's needles would enter Goku's neck. Goku would begin to weaken. At that moment when he would have lowered the guard, Jiren would take the opportunity to kick him and take him off. Jiren would move away without understanding why Shayna would have helped him. "I don't understand what you just did. I hope it's not a trap. I warned you, Jiren. I want Goku to return to normal, so he doesn't wake up his wild state. I prefer to take him to stay here, fighting among us and making things worse with our differences," Shayna said. "I see you finally understand things," Jiren would answer. Just don't take the needle off. If you do it, he'll wake up sooner, China would explain. Jiren would take Goku, and along with the rest of the soldiers, they would leave China's planet. Meanwhile, Goku remained asleep while being guarded by Jiren. China would go to the dome looking for the ingredient she needed. I need to prepare a potion that cancels Goku's state as soon as possible, or otherwise he won't be able to turn back, China thought. I know about the Saiyans that every 1,000 years one appeared that lost control and turned into an Ozaru, without the need of the full moon. Goku's case is serious, since he is much stronger than the Saiyans before. A few hours would pass. Goku would wake up, finding himself tied in a chair. What's going on? Why do I feel so weak? Goku would wonder. Goku would try to move, but it would be impossible. Holy heaven, my head is going to explode, Goku thought. Goku, I see that you finally wake up, Toppo said when he appeared. Toppo? Goku said, surprised. What the hell is going on? We regret having to do this, but we have orders from above, Toppo said. You are considered a threat that threatens more than one universe. That's why we must capture you. Damn, Toppo, what they are doing is wrong. China was the one who was going to help me, Goku said. Why do I feel so weak? Goku would wonder. We supply you with a drug that will keep you in that state. We're in a spaceship in space. If you get to transform here, you will kill us all, Toppo would explain. Toppo is already here, Dispo said when he arrived with his super speed. And a guy would enter the room where Goku was. Mr. Mikishami, it is a pleasure to have a professional like you here, Toppo said with a reverence. Goku would raise his eyes. He would recognize this Mikishami. It was the leader of the stealth hunters who had attacked the island that cared for 17. Hey, I know you, Goku said, furious. Maybe you confuse me with someone else, Mikishami said. Toppo, this guy is a criminal. He traffics exotic animals in Universe 7, Goku warned. Mr. Mikishami is a respected scientist, recognized by the troops of Pride. You better show respect, Toppo complained. Don't worry, delusions are symptoms of a wild instinct. He will confuse all the people he knows as old enemies as a defense mechanism, Mikishami said. Damn it! When I heard about the Saiyan that could transform without a full moon, I did not think it was about him. I hope he doesn't recognize me, Mikishami thought, worried. Toppo, I ask you please, talk to Jakku in Universe 7. He belongs to the Galactic Patrol. I asked Goku to try to get up. But being sedated, he was still weak. Jakku will recognize him. Trust me. How sorry, Mr. Mikishami, Toppo would apologize. No problem, let him rest, Mikishami said. After a Toppo order, a nurse would sedate Goku even more so that he could sleep again. Minutes later, Toppo, Jiren, and Bispo would be reunited with Mikishami. We have done all the paperwork. Once we reach the base of the Pride Troop, you can take Goku so he can help you, and don't be a threat to all universes, Toppo would explain. Perfect. As soon as I have news, I will let you know, Mikishami would answer. This is perfect. Once I get out of Goku's control, I can conquer the 12 universes using him as my slave, Mikishami thought. The first thing I will do will be to disappear the Galactic Patrol of Universe 7. Minutes later, Toppo would enter the room where Goku was. He was still asleep while being guarded by a nurse. You can go, I will take care of the rest, Toppo would order. But sir, he just ordered me to guard, the nurse would answer. Toppo looked seriously at the nurse, and this, terrified, would withdraw without further questions. Then Toppo would hit Goku on the face over and over until he would wake up. What the hell are you doing, Toppo? Goku would ask, very weak. I am not Toppo, Toppo said. The image of Toppo would become China. She had disguised herself as Toppo with a spell. China, how did you do it? Goku would ask. Things I learned from the bird. Not for nothing I am the queen of the beasts, Shaina laughed. The nurse who attended Goku would cross with Toppo and Mikashami. Mr. Toppo, did you leave someone in the room with the guy named Goku?
The nurse would ask, "But if I order you to cover the guard," Toppo said, annoying. "Who is in the room?" Jiren would ask. "Mr. Toppo just told me that he would stay," the nurse would explain. Toppo and Jiren would go in a hurry to the room where Goku was, and they would find him with Shaina. "Again you?" Jiren said, very angry, while looking at Shaina. Goku and Shaina had been surprised by the Pride troops. Mikashami would be terrified to observe. Shaina, "It's amazing that he always finds you in one of your dirty plans," Shaina said. "Do you know each other?" Toppo would ask. "Of course not. He just wants to confuse them," Mikashami said, uncomfortable. "Toppo, please trust me. He is one of the bad guys," Goku said. Shaina would create a portal and take Goku, but before fleeing, Toppo would draw a weapon and shoot at Goku. What he had shot was a very small tracker that had adhered to his waist. "Quick, we have to go get them," Mikashami would point. Jiren would support his hand on Mikashami's shoulder. He would leave him paralyzed with fear when he looked at him seriously. "I see you more worried than all of us to be a simple scientist," Jiren said, in a threatening tone. "What are you trying to say?" Mikashami said, fearing to be discovered. "You will stay here. I do not want to see you after Goku," Jiren would order. Minutes later, Shaina would arrive with Goku to a new planet. "What is this place?" Goku would ask, tired. He was still weakened by all the sedatives they had given him. "It is another of the places where I usually stop. I cannot go to my planet for now because they will find us," Shaina said. "Tell me, Goku, do you know what kind of drug they supplied you?" "They used a sedative that they supplied me with needles," Goku would answer. "Wow, how specific," Shaina said with annoyance. "I already have the drug that will help you not to lose control, but if I do not know what they supplied you, I cannot give it to you until at least 2 days, Shaina would explain. "Damn, 2 days is a long time," Goku said. "Hey, let me walk. I think I feel better," Goku would ask. Shaina would let go of Goku, but he would lose his balance completely. He would fall on his knees. "You have to rest until the effect of the sedatives passes," Shaina said. Shaina would take Goku to a small laboratory he had on that planet. She would put him to rest in the meantime. Jiren would arrive a few hours later since Goku was still with the tracker on top and they had not realized. "I can feel Jiren's ki," Goku said, alert. "It is impossible that he has found us," Shaina said, worried. "He's getting closer and closer. I must stop him," Goku said. When he got up, but again he would fall for his state. "He's going to beat you in a blow, and if he takes you, I won't be able to rescue you again," Shaina would warn. Toppo was on a trip with Mikashami, since the latter would con him of the importance of having Goku under control. "We have to prevent Shaina from trying something weird. If she makes a mistake, Goku could lose control forever," Mikashami said. "I just ask you to be discreet. I am disobeying Jiren for you," Toppo would answer. Jiren would arrive at the laboratory, destroying the entrance. Shaina would throw one of her tranquilizing needles at him, but Jiren would blow hard, creating a fan and deflecting the needle. "Damn, what is it made of?" Shaina would ask, furious. "I came to take Goku. I would rather do it for good," Jiren said. "That guy is cheating on you. He's not even called Mikashami," Shaina would comment. "It may be. I do not trust him.
That's why I consider that it will be best to have Goku under my supervision. Here it is dangerous, Jiren said. Listen, steroid bag, you are the ones who come to bother wanting to take Goku. I can take care of him for myself, Shayna said, furious. If you do not trust that Mikashali, get out of here and leave us alone. I'm sorry, but I do not consider you someone competent to be able to take care of him, Jiren would answer. Jiren, please trust her, Goku would ask. Shayna would open a portal again to flee with Goku, but Jiren would stand in front and push her. No, Shayna, Goku said, worried. Jiren would hit Goku lightly on the neck, so he would manage to feint him. Not even with your portals, you can avoid being stolen. I will take good care of him, Jiren said when taking Goku. Jiren would take Goku while Shayna was furious for not being able to do anything. Jiren would be arriving at his ship when he would realize that Toppo was landing. What is he doing here? Jiren would ask. Mikashami and Toppo would go with Jiren, but Jiren would throw a lightning bolt from here a few centimeters from Mikashami's feet. Jiren, what's wrong with you? Toppo would ask. I told you clearly that I did not want that guy here, Jiren said, annoyed. He is a professional, Jiren. I respect your position, but he is by the highest authorities. Toppo would justify the fact of disobeying Jiren. That woman just wants to confuse them to stay with Goku. I already know how she is, Mikashami said. Mikashami would approach Goku, while Jiren looked at him in a threatening way. If I find out you are doing something strange, I will break your legs, Jiren threatened. Jiren, please, if you touch him, we will have problems, Toppo warned. Shayna would arrive running to save Goku. She would start throwing several needles at Jiren and Mikashami. Jiren would quickly create a lightning bolt from here that would force all the needles to fall. Damn it, Shayna said, furious. You are becoming very annoying, Jiren said, already annoying. In that distraction, Mikashami places a metallic artifact on Goku's neck. What are you doing? Jiren would ask by holding Mikashami by the neck. It is to detect if this mad one put any drug on him. If he becomes now, we will be in trouble, Mikashami would answer. Jiren, let him go. You're making a mistake. If you hurt him, they will take you off your post, Toppo warned. It will be better if you let me go if you don't want that to happen, Mikashami said, seriously. What he put on him is a control device. Take it off at once, Shayna warned. Mikashami would pull out a switch. The device that Mikashami put on Goku's neck would start to ring while blinking with a red light. Goku, wake up! Mikashami would scream. Goku would open his eyes suddenly. He would get up with a wild scream. Jiren would let go of Mikashami to try to control Goku, but Goku would throw Jiren away with a kick. Mr. Mikashami, what is going on here? Toppo would ask. It happens that Goku is under my control and you are finished. Mikashami laughed. I told you 1,000 times, pair of idiots. Shayna Furiosa would scream. Goku's eyes would turn red while his ki was out of control. His tail had grown again. Fangs would grow and his mouth would adopt a strange shape. Jiren, with a ki beam, would destroy the control that Mikashami had in his hand. Idiot, that was just to activate it. Goku now reacts to my orders just by my voice. Mikashami laughed. Goku, attack Jiren. Goku would hit Jiren in the face. This would have fired several meters while dragging his feet on the ground. Jiren increased his ki and would launch against Goku. It was supposed to be sedated, Jiren said. Sedated? Of course, I supplied him with a drug that, although he had it sedated, intensifies his wild state. Goku is now my faithful servant, Mikashani said. After all, Shaina was right, Toppo said. Toppo would go to Mikashami. He would hold him by the arm with force. You better order him to calm down or you will have a very bad time, Toppo said, in a bad mood. Mikashami would touch something in his coat. Smoke would come out from one of his buttons that would make Toppo cough. Toppo would release Mikashami since he could not stop coughing. Then he would faint. Goku, kill Jiren, Mikashami would order. Goku would increase his ki even more. After a fierce cry, he would turn into an Ozaru. Jiren would fly towards Goku to attack him, but this one, with a blow, would hit Jiren, leaving him buried on the ground. Goku would step on Jiren. His huge leg would cover his entire body. Even so, Jiren resisted. He would begin to raise his arms, making a great effort to lift his leg. He is very powerful. Even if he is clumsy, it will be difficult to stop him, Jiren thought. Jiren would be able to get up, making Goku fall to the ground, creating a bang when hitting his huge body. Jiren would begin to greatly increase his ki. The earth under him would begin to scream. Goku, kill him once and for all, Mikashami would scream. Jiren would turn and with a ray of ki, he would evaporate Mikashami. Did he kill him? Did he really kill him? Shaina said, surprised. Jiren would fly quickly towards Goku, hitting him in his stomach with the impulse of his body. Then he would attack with a rain of punches, one after the other. With a last accurate and precise blow, he would knock down Goku. "Hey, don't kill him either," Shaina said. Goku was lying on the ground, still transformed into Ozaru. Jiren would go to check him as he did not get up. In a distraction, Goku would incorporate opening his mouth and expelling a great ray of ki. Jiren would move aside at the last moment. Even so, the attack would rub his shoulder, causing him a serious wound. Then Goku would stand up from a jump, and you could hear his breath shaking. It's as if that shape would provide him with great resistance, Jiren said. Shaina would throw several soothing needles, one after the other, but none of them managed to penetrate Goku's skin. They would all fall to the ground. In that state, his skin is extremely hard. You must defeat him, but without killing him, Shaina said. Jiren would stretch his arms towards Goku while concentrating energy. After a few seconds, he would launch a huge ki attack towards Goku. The attack was so great that it would completely cover Goku. Shaina should move away when blinded by the light emitted by Jiren's attack. Goku would have fallen several meters and would fall back to the ground. Only now his fur released smoke. Jiren looked tired from the amount of energy he had spent in a short time. I hope it was enough, Jiren thought. Goku's body would begin to shine. From a jump, he would stand up, although he would almost lose his balance. It can't be, Jiren said, alert. Goku would fall on his knees, but then he would stand up again. Screaming wildly, his fur would adopt a white color. This looks like a nightmare, Jiren thought, remembering Goku in the power tournament. Goku would create a great ki explosion, destroying everything around him. Jiren would observe Goku. He had returned to his base form, but he had white hair. Also, his monkey tail was that color. "Goku, can you hear me?" Jiren would ask. Goku, despite being in his normal form, would grunt. His eyes looked red. His wild side completely controlled Goku, Shaina said. Goku would move quickly towards Jiren. He would connect several attacks without giving him time to defend himself. Jiren was almost defeated. The difference in power was great. Jiren would cough a big puddle of blood and fall on his knees. "This is the end," Jiren said. "Jiren!" Shaina would scream when she threw one of her needles, and Jiren would stop her between his fingers with dexterity. "Stab yourself with that," Shaina said. Goku would throw a ki beam at Jiren, but he would dodge it shortly. "What is this?" Jiren would ask. "It is a drug that will increase the performance of your body," Shaina would answer. "It's dangerous, but if you continue like this, it will kill you." Jiren looked at the needle carefully, and, without thinking, he would stab himself with it. Goku would connect a fist blow to Jiren's face. He would be fired several meters, but in a moment he would turn on himself, supporting his feet on the ground. Jiren could hear his own beats. His muscles would increase in size while his veins would stand out. Then Goku would throw himself back at Jiren, but when he got to Jiren, he would throw him away with a kick. "Now I'm stronger," Jiren said seriously, while he saw how Goku was on the ground transformed into Ozaru. This would happen on the planet Vegeta. The army of the King Vegeta was working on the creation of such a powerful Saiyan that could destroy Frieza. Using the DNA of the best Saiyans and having as a base the strongest warrior that was Bardock, they were creating a prodigy model. The King Vegeta would enter the laboratory and he would notice that things were very slow. "It can't be that it takes so long. If they keep wasting time with this, Frieza will discover us," the King Vegeta said. "Great King Vegeta, I swear we do the best we can, but it's a very complicated job," one of the scientists said. "We are trying new things. It's the first time we created life this way." The King Vegeta would support his hand on the scientist's chest and he would explode a ball of blood on top of him, killing him in the act. The other scientists would be terrified at the violent response of the King Vegeta. "I think I'll have to speed this up," the King Vegeta said. The other scientists would start as if there was no tomorrow. "That's how I like it. I want results, not slacks," said King Vegeta. "King Vegeta, Frieza requests it," said one of the soldiers.